everyone, it is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan. His heart don't pump no Kool-Aid Sadiq.
Hurt Sadiq.
That's right.
No,
don't be hurt. It's okay.
I'm hurt.
You get over it, okay? This is the second edition of Don't Believe the Hype on this gloomy Tuesday, April, 17th?
17th.
No,
16th.
16th, because it was Tax Day yesterday.
Yeah.
April 16th. And on this show, Don't Believe the Hype, we ask you to go beneath the surface to make sure it's true for yourself. Don't always take everything, the memes and all that kind of stuff at face value, because a lot of times, I think I read something said like 80% of memes are wrong to some degree, if not ever.
Abraham Lincoln has always said everything on the internet is real.
Right. If it's on the internet, it must be true. Right. And so, look and see for yourself. All right. And so, what are we going to be talking about today? I'm glad you asked. We're going to be talking about Nas and KELIS, and the topic of discussion is, hold your answer, is should KELIS go to jail?
You're damn right. You're damn right she should go to jail.
All right, so why are we asking this question? Okay, so most of you, if maybe not, maybe some are totally oblivious, but for a few years now, Nas and KELIS have had this custody battle since their divorce. They have a 9-year-old son.
First of all, who is Nas and who is KELIS?
Okay. Well, Nas and KELIS, I was thinking everybody should know who Nas is, but since you guys really want to know, Nasir Jones. Okay, he is one of the best rappers, a prophet, and some people would call him, in the world. Has been in the game for a very long time. Has these earth-shattering, prolific albums. And KELIS is, or was, I don't know if she still is, an R&B singer. I guess she could say
she doesn't have a contract right now.
She was signed to Neptune. Pharrell's label, Star Trek, their label. So I don't know if she's in the game anymore. Yeah. But anyway, Nas and KELIS were married some years ago. They divorced, and they have a 9-year-old son who is at the source of, not that the son is causing it, but he is the source of contention.
He's the center. Yes,
he's the center, obviously, a custody battle. And so, over the last couple of years, KELIS, for lack of better words, at least from what Nas is saying, and it's documented, she's caused him a lot of problems when it comes to getting his son for their custody arrangement. And
wow. Right. Something unusual in the community of fathers.
A couple of years, well, I think it was like last year or so, he pinned this long Instagram post, basically stating the deal of what was going on between him and KELIS, because before that, she came out in, Essence Magazine, one of these magazines.
Dogging him.
Saying that he beat her up. And this was on the tail end or in the middle of the whole Me Too thing. And so she's got this expose. He used to beat her up and, hit her and stuff when they were together. So he was like, okay, damn it, enough is enough. I don't normally speak out about my private issues, especially when it comes to my son. And I'm paraphrasing because it was really long. But he basically said all the things that was going on. Basically, she's mad because he's moved on.
Wasn't he dating Nicki Minaj for a minute?
That's what they say. I hope it was a rumor, but that's what they say. So anyway, he every time he said stuff like whenever he would go get his son, she would make excuses for him not to be able to get him. Like she would say, "Oh, my family all of a sudden came into town. You can't have him. He's already showed up to get him." Said one time her stepfather had to get in between them because she was actually trying to be physically violent with him, and so they went back to court. Well, actually, she kept taking him back to court. I guess trying to get more money and trying to get more custody. And finally, the judge told her, "Knock it off. The next time you come back here, you're going to have to pay and be in contempt." So for whatever reason, now she's in $8,000 worth of sanctions. She owes $8,000 fines due to being sanctioned. So what Nas is saying now is that he's had to file court documents saying that since January 2018, she has violated their custody order 17 times. A lot of that, I'm sure, is her not letting him have their son. And so I guess the time that really drew the final straw was in January when he filed. He was supposed to get their son for New Year's after Christmas, but she went to Colombia because I guess that's where her husband is from, Colombia.
Oh, KELIS is remarried?
Yeah, okay. And that's what he said too. He said, well, a lot of you guys don't know, she's remarried. And I guess she's trying to be a chef or something. So he said, I even flew her in this yellow stove from France to help her get her business going off the ground. He says, because I realized that when my son's mom is good, he's good too. So he said, I'm not trying to not see her well off, but she's married and she's doing all this. And so in January, he was supposed to have their son for New Year's Eve. She didn't come back into the country until the 14th of January. She has plans of moving there because her husband's from there. She bought some land that she wants to cultivate. Colombia. So
you mean the country?
Another country. Yes.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen.
So she's trying to cultivate some land she brought, and he's a photographer and all this other stuff over there. So that's her plan. She wants to move, but yet, so he says the time that he's missing. He had no way to contact him or nothing. She just gone and came back when she felt like it. And so now she has to go to court on June the 20th to answer to these charges. She has since pled not guilty to, I think it's 20 counts of contempt. 20 counts of contempt that she said not guilty to. And so I just thought about because I know a lot of people, a lot of men especially, in that situation. And so just to answer the question off the top, should KELIS go to jail? I'm with you.
Damn
she should
right.
go to jail. I think that KELIS should go to jail because listen, I know a lot of women will probably raise an eyebrow and all sorts of stuff, but it's just the truth. You know, would he go to jail if he was doing that? He wouldn't have got to do it that 10 times before he was answering to, some legal aspects of it, whatever. So, yes, I think she should go to jail because at some point in time, listen, we didn't get along, we're not married, whatever, for whatever reason, we're not together. That does not give you the right to impede on me raising my child. That has nothing to do, me and you have nothing to do with you raising my child, and you can't thumb your nose at me or the law and do what you want to do. Now, also, as I said, she was taken to court a bunch of times. She was taking him to court a bunch of times. Just all the nonsense to the point, as I said, the judge had to tell her to stop. So the point that I'm making is, any and everything you deemed to be unacceptable, you took me to court. And somehow you don't think that when I pull up to the house to pick up my son and you tell me, no, I'm not, I'm going to keep letting that slide? So it's like, I think she should go to jail because there's a lot of women out there like that who do those kind of things and think that, who gonna check me, boo? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. And not to put my brother's situation out there, but I mentioned who he was. I have a brother who's going through that exact same thing.
So you would be in agreement that she should go to jail for life?
Well, maybe until the kid is 18. I don't know how long she should go, but she should go.
Yeah, she should go.
I think when people, like, you're gonna do that to me. But when the man gets involved, then that's when it becomes real to you.
It becomes real.
And I think some people have to get to that point to where they realize, oh, I'm supposed to comply. And if I don't comply, some things will happen. But I know in a lot of states, especially somewhere like California, it does favor the women.
It does. I mean, it's slated against us.
It favors the women.
And let me cut you off, but I just wanted to say this: it does slate the women because who represents the woman in the court? The state. They say that they don't, but they do.
Right.
But they do, and you see these guys from the neighborhood around the way. They can't afford $2,000 lawyers, retainer fees.
Sometimes y'all got to catch the woman smoking crack, and even if you do that, it's like, well, how much crack was she smoking? Yeah, exactly. It wasn't that much.
Wait. And is she white?
My brother's...
No. I'm just saying in a court system here, if it's a white woman...
It's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean, she could be cracked out and she still might get the kids.
And so, I think she should go to jail. I'm not saying how long she should go, but I think so, because, I don't know a whole lot about KELIS. I like some of her music, but... I hate you right now! And Nas talks about that. He said that should have been a red flag to me, but whatever. It is what it is, But it's like you are hell bent on doing these things. Like, so I think people like that, they need to go suffer some harsh consequences of being locked up.
Okay. I've listened to your plea there, your subject.
Hey, listen. I'm a gangster.
Yes.
Be very careful.
Yes. And here's what I got to say to Nas, my brother Nas. You don't love them hoes. Okay?
That's the advice you got?
That's the advice I got him. You got this chick that was, wherever, her background. I'm not saying, you fall in love wherever you fall in love in, but what did you expect to get?
Well, he outlines it pretty well in his song, Bye Bye Baby, the one with Aaron Hall singing in the background, which is one of, a very
Smoothie
nice
brother.
song. Yeah, it is. And he says, I loved her. He said there was good qualities about her. He said one thing he really liked is that, She went hard in the paint, and she wasn't afraid to speak her mind. I'm paraphrasing and stuff, but this is what the song says.
Because Khaleesi's from Chicago, I think.
She's from New York.
New York, okay.
But, he said he loved her. And that wasn't perfect, but because he also said there's a lot of dudes that give him a hard time, or she was crazy, this, that, and that. He said, y'all talking about me, but y'all ain't none of y'all even made the commitment with your baby mama. Right. So he said, I tried. It didn't work out. It is what it is. And so I think that's probably true for a lot of people. You try. You get into a situation. I
tried twice.
Yeah, you try. So even though, let's say she's the ratchetest gangster on the planet, she still doesn't have the right to do that to him. Right. Get over whatever your thing is with me enough to raise my son. And I talked about this on the show on Sunday in comparison to Nipsey Hussle's parents. They're not together anymore, but they both got up there and spoke and stuff. And you can tell that the father had a great impact on the lives of his sons, Nipsey and his brother Sam, because the mama, and I'm sure it had a lot to do with the mama stepping out of the way.
Well,
I know they had the issues, but she didn't make her issues the issues with him making his sons out of men.
Right. Well, my youngest son's mom, that'd be another example right there. If you saw us right now, you would think that we're still together. And everything's mutually with our son. I mean, she's a good example of, the relationship between us didn't work out. But when I would come to town or come get my son, she was hands off, do what you got to do.
Well, and I just think that's what makes a good mom. Obviously there's a lot of other things that make a woman a good mom, but that's one of them, being able to move yourself out of the way and let that man raise his children, especially when it comes to sons. Like Nas is raising a son, he's trying to anyway, but the son is getting tainted by the mom's toxic behavior. And so imagine all the things he'll have to work through. Honestly, I hope he gets custody. I hope he gets full custody of his son. Because a lot of times that's what has to happen to some of these women. And I've seen it happen before. They got to lose full custody of these kids before they start to have a self-reflection like, damn, I really was tripping. Now I'm on the flip side of having to write a check for child support and then showing up at the fucking, because this is personal to me, YMCA to visit and pay visitations for my kids.
Right, and let this go out to you women. Brothers, we are sick and tired of it. Father's rights. I'm a big father's rights advocate. The laws are since y'all want to be independent women, guess what? Now the law is starting to move to where it's going to be equal.
It's fair. Like I said, with my brother's situation, he's got 2 kids. They're teenagers, like up in the teens. One of them's less than 2 years from being 18, and this woman still takes him through the stuff over the kids, like this past weekend.
Maybe because she knows she's got 2 years left on that gravy train.
Yeah, but even still, like he's supposed to get the kids at a certain time in certain days and stuff. This time to get the kids, she done took off to Arizona talking about because they got avid soccer players. If he was a real dad, would have came up to Arizona.
Well, if you want to go to legal terms, he is a real dad because he could have had her ass locked up.
Why not ask him that?
Because here's the thing. She took those children out of state.
Right. And I asked him that. I said, what would she have done if you did that? He said, she'd have called the police on me. I said, what you waiting for?
Right. Exactly. See, and that's what I'm saying. These women are out of control because they think I'm the mom and nothing's going to happen to me. But if the child resides in a certain state, and you both reside in that state, you cannot leave that state without the other parent's permission.
Give her ass something.
Doesn't matter if he's 17, as long as he's 18
or
under
16,
18, right?
Yeah,
I'm just saying they could be close to making their own decisions. You still have to go through that other parent. That document
is the law, and this is why I always get mad at fathers who say, "Oh, well, she won't let me." Then shut up. You ain't interested in getting your kids because. That's the law. The paper is the law. If they're out of bounds, now I know I'm not stupid. I know a lot of times the police is like, well, did it really hurt? I know that sometimes the police is pro to mama, but you still can get a police report when you go back to court. You lay out all those documents and say, here's all the times that I have to call the police because she was out of compliance.
Real quick, because I'm a big father's rights advocate, and I sat in them courts for a long time, and I've experienced it myself and had to learn. Here's the deal. You better believe it. This is one of the benefits of being married.
Not really.
No. It's not a benefit, but what I'm saying is...
Because people I'm talking about were married.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the ramifications of the legalese of being married, it made it easy for the court to say, okay, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get that. Now, what I'm saying, the benefits of being married is this. You've got a lot of people who don't get married, and because the woman had the child out of wedlock, whatever, Yeah, I'm the parent paying child support, but that doesn't mean I get visitation. You have to file for a lot of us think because we're paying child support that's the custody.
Well, actually, the law says if there is no court documentation or no court order, whoever has the child is the one with the custody. So let's say, for example, if me and you had a child together, we didn't have any court order, we're not together, whatever. I drop the child off to you. Hey, I'm going to the store. I'll be back. And I show up to get the child.
And I keep it from you?
And the police is called. Oh, yeah, it's my child. He won't give it back to me. Okay, ma'am, where's the court order? Oh, we don't have one. I'm sorry, ma'am. You got to take him to court.
Right. You can't take the...
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's wise that we do know the law, but at the same time, when you do have a court order, just stop. Like, I'd say this, like I say this to my brother, she wouldn't have got too many more chances. This is not the first time. And my brother's situation is a lot like Naz's, to where she's done this over and over. And I'm like, she doesn't think you're going to bust a grape now because you've allowed her to get away with it. Because a lot of times, too, these men, and I understand it's coming from an honest place, you don't want the kids to see the police show up.
Shit.
Because I get it. It affects the kids, but it just got to show up one time. And then you explain to the kids, there's this thing called the law. If you break it, including your mama, you know, ain't nobody is safe from breaking the law.
But what I'm what I'm trying to tell these young men out there that are having these babies, just because you're paying child support doesn't mean you have custody. And going to what you were saying, you got to file for custody. You weren't married to this woman. You've got to file for custody. If you don't, you're going to have it's going to be a problem later on down the road.
I mean, yeah.
In the say-so of your children.
Yeah, well, you can always file. You can always file for custody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them don't.
It's just unfortunate that people have to get to that point because I get it. When my daughter and my daughter's father and I broke up, my daughter was like 1.5, so we're still all really young. Feelings get involved, but my daughter's father was a douchebag. But I never once, I'm keeping her from you. Because I had a very wise mom who taught me, she says, no matter how much time you spend with her and how much time he spend with her, she's always going to be your daughter. No matter what. And when she said that to me, it made sense. And then I didn't go on that route of, I didn't go on that route of, well, that's my child. He can't do this with that child. Because for one thing, my mom said, shit, it's going to be some times when you want to go do your thing. But you done made the daddy mad. He ain't going to want to do it. He's going to just hell. You're going to want to let your hair down sometimes. And you're going to need him to, take care of your daughter and all that. So quick, don't get on that page. Yeah, so
Mr. Thailand is in here.
Thailand, his cat about to start wilding out. Lord have mercy. But yeah, so, I think KELIS should go to jail. And I like KELIS. I like her music. From what I've heard of her lately, her accusing Nas of, as you can see, that's Donovan's woman right there. His cat.
That's my man.
That's a male cat.
He loves you.
Right. But I mean, I like her stuff, but I don't like what she's been doing. I don't like what I've heard about her as far as accusing Nas of. Listen, whether he beat her up or not, I don't know. You didn't make that an issue until now.
It seems like every woman gets beat up in a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, but what are you doing this for? Clout? You trying to become relevant? And as everybody knows, too, I don't think this should be not said. Not KELIS. Nas is coming to a lot of money by way of his investments. He was just wise and did the right thing. And so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Because I know a lot of times, too, women will see a man doing good. And then, they have a kid together. Well, I should be doing good, too.
Secure the bag, girl.
Yeah, but it's like, if I'm doing my part as far as the child support my part as far as child support, don't count my money, sister.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. It piggybacks on exactly what you said. Okay, at the time we have our agreement, it's $3,000. I'm paying $3,000 a month, which is ridiculous, but I'm paying it. And then I have good investments and I make more money. Do you agree that she should get more money too?
No, because when my child is with me, they getting the money. They're going to get the money. You're getting the money to help. It's called support.
Not whole support.
It's support to help you support what you're doing. It's not take care of me and my lifestyle too. It's support. It's to go in. It's conjunction with what you're doing.
Girl, this girl on the radio is crazy. What's she talking about? These kids ain't nothing but a come up.
But it's the truth. I mean, it's like.
You're a traitor.
The problem is people won't educate themselves So what? That man is doing well. Nas is not a lazy man. All the money that he has earned, he's truly earned that money. So why should you be? I'm not saying this is KELIS's case, although some people have said, because notoriously, when they got divorced, she wanted $50,000 a month. So that
and was she was still a recording artist.
Yeah, so that was kind of huge back then. So maybe money does have something to do with it. But that man has worked hard. He's worked hard to acquire everything he has.
They don't care.
Why? That doesn't. You can work hard too.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you're saying there. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you're gonna get yours. Don't kill the golden goose. If this man can't make the money that you need to make, and you're gonna motivate him not to do anything, you got the courts taking all his money from him. Why should he go out there and even care at that point? And that happens to a lot of young men.
Yeah. And and like in his case too, he did say that. He says, I work hard. She's capable of making money. He says, the problem is now. And I'm a Nas fan, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. But he said the problem is now she's burnt so many bridges.
With me.
He said not just with her and him, producers.
Yeah. Nobody wants to sign her.
He said even in the long note that he wrote, because he has a daughter who's like 22 now, I think. He says even my daughter, you were mean to her. He said you were mean to her. You said mean things. So he said,
I hate you right now.
He says who is mean to a child? Why you had no reason to be your job was to be your stepmom and the lover, but you were mean to her. So he was saying she's blown a lot of her opportunities to succeed because he said it flat out, nobody likes you because of your behavior. Right. And so now,
but haven't we been saying that there's a mental illness in the black community for a long time?
I don't know if her thing is a mental illness, because I think just from a lot of women. Because we hear it a lot, especially with, celebrities and stuff. I think it's a lot of envy. Envy for a couple of reasons. One, because in Nas's case, he has lots of money now. I don't know what her husband's situation is or what her situation is, but I have a child with him, so I should have all this money. The other thing is, don't be a man, especially with some money or even a little bit of money, and get you a new woman. Because then, he gonna spend all this money on her.
That's when all the problems.
That's when all hell breaks loose.
Starts happening.
I mean, like my brother, and I don't think he mind, we telling the situation, but he has a new woman, and it's like he can't even go buy a piece of tissue without the ex. He got money to do that. He should have money to buy he got some new shoes. Or he can. Every time he get a new pair of shoes, you're supposed to get one too.
There are stories of women coming after men 30 years after the fact to get money. Let it go. That's between the child and
my thing, I would say this in defense of that. If you owe the money,
that's different.
Yeah,
if you
pay the money,
right? But
at the same time, you want to make it like my brother. God, his situation is like really rare. Without getting into details, really rare, but. It's to the point to where she'll go into the DA's office and say, he owes me this money. You guys need to lock him up. To the point to where the DA called him and said, your ex-wife keeps coming in here and wants us to arrest you. She says, I don't know what's wrong with her. Now, this is rare because the DA is usually for the woman.
Especially a white woman.
A white woman. My brother was, swirling, as some people would say. So the DA calls him and says, this woman keeps coming here wanting you locked up because he's in arrears. It's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. He's in arrears. So she's coming here wanting you locked up. And she wants us to take your licenses. My brother he works off of his licenses.
How is he supposed to pay? Yeah.
So she called him and says, every dime you give her, you run it through us. And what she does, don't give her a dime because we need to account for every dime he has. She says, we're not going to lock you up. But she says, I want you to know this is who you're dealing with. She's coming you're the one that's paying child support to her and she wants you locked up. So it's about the money, but it's also about vengeance. I can never have you back. So therefore, I want to destroy you. Even
and your relationships.
Slitting my throat. And she can't lie about it.
And the children's throat.
Because the DA called him and told him. So the point that I'm making is, a lot of times so maybe it's a little mental illness, because I believe in her situation it's some mental illness.
Well, white people, I think they're mental, period.
But I think it's more or less, you got a woman, and my brother, he travels a lot.
Right. Well,
and so when she hears about that, how's he getting all this money to travel?
He's on Facebook. Oh,
all kind of stuff.
But no, there's been a study done. Okay, we know Israel is under a constant barrage of fire and defense. Everybody in Israel is trained in the military. There's mandatory military encryption and whatever service. They say in the black community, they did a study, almost like the doll study in the 1950s, the black doll versus the white doll, where the black kids were like, oh, the white doll is better, and it was a mental thing. Because of the violence in our community that's reaped on and we're segregated in the community. They say that black people suffer from massive PTSD because of the environments that we live in and what we're dealing with in America. Not just the environments we live in, but I'm just saying just being in America and what we're subjected to on a daily basis, which aggravates some mental issues.
Well, Dr. Joyce DeGruy, which you guys should all get familiar with her work. She has a masterpiece. I call it a masterpiece where she talks about post-traumatic slave disorder. And she talks about us being in the situation we're in because it's rooted from slavery. And we've just never healed from the trauma that we've been through since slavery. We are still traumatized by those things, by, of course, our own situation and institutional and systemic racism. And so... but with my military background, they even say if you look at a basic military, so you take a black soldier or Puerto Rican or anybody that comes from a similar environment, they make better soldiers than the white kid from Camden because the white kid doesn't know what it's like to hear gunfire and do all these things. And that's what I'm saying. And they did this comparison with black Americans and Israelis and people in the Middle East that are going through Syria and people like that. And it's almost the same exact reactions and things. Or anytime you're having somebody who's being oppressed. Right. We're not even talking about just, I hate you. I'm talking about like murders and
survival on a daily basis.
Yeah, that would kind of jack you up. But in, Naz's case and my brother's case, that's not the situation. You're just dealing with women who are bent, envious, greedy, and just, I hate to say it, but evil. I think it's evil to try to destroy a person and then destroy the relationship they have with their children. That's evil. All for what?
Well, girl, he owed him money. He got, I got to take care of these kids myself. He owe me money. That's what we're doing.
Let the man is coming to get his kids for visitations, hand them the bag and say, y'all have a good time.
Here's what a lot of these women do not understand. I could be locked up in prison up the street at Folsom in California, not the Folsom in Louisiana, but the Folsom in California. I still have a right to see my children. I could be a convicted rapist.
Who gonna bring them to you?
Well, I can get a family member to bring them, on the court order. Yeah. You can't stop that because you decided to have children with that person, and that is their right
I'd have
to see their children.
Into that one, but I have to take your word for it now. I'm going to have to trust, but I'm going to verify.
Trust but verify. It's true. You cannot, they cannot deny you your children.
Right. If you were up in there for raping.
No, seriously. You could be a sexual predator. No. Yeah. You can still see your kids, but of course it's got to be supervised.
See them, boo.
Right. But you know what I mean? Because that's human nature. You have a right to see your children, regardless of what you've done.
Okay, I get all of that. And I get the point that you're making as far as,
A lot of these women think that, I'm the... No.
Yeah, but they think that is because dudes let them go too far. She ain't gonna let you do that. Come time for you to drop the kids back off and you 2 minutes late. Yeah. 5 minutes late.
Remember that video of...
I need to... Wait, he was 5 minutes late on this day and I'm going to go to the court and all that nonsense.
Remember that video on YouTube where the guy was videotaping his baby mama?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing new that's going on. And that's another subject. I think as a black person already, your brother, he's dealing with, okay, I've got the law, I'm in the system, I've got the law working against me, and I have this thing dangling over my head. If I don't do certain things, this is what's going to happen to me. I got to deal with this crazy woman. I mean, just the stress of just that alone. You're under siege.
And you know what he knows now?
Lock her up.
Leave them white girls alone.
Hey, they do what y'all don't do.
Yeah. And that's what I say to them. Like, y'all Negroes is dumb for real.
I've never been with a white woman.
But I'm saying, y'all always say, black women do this, black women shit. I got a story for you.
See, I always disagree with that because it's not that a black woman won't do it. They just not going to let you do it just because you just,
You know what? I
gotta
always say
earn
this in defense of my fellow sisters. Mm-hmm. A lot of us, I know there's some on that dumb shit, so I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about us, okay? A lot of us will go through the thick and the thin with y'all Negroes.
Yes.
We give y'all pass after pass. Okay, you ain't got the money this month. Okay, cool. I'm going to work it out.
Not mine. The black one I deal with. Nigga, where the money at?
I'm just, all right, you got a situation that came up. Because regardless, I was the type of mama that was more or less like, I got to pay this rent on here. I waiting for your raggedy money. I didn't get child support from my daughter's father because
you guys worked it out.
We worked it out. I made more money than him. He was on that dumb shit a lot, and me trying to take him back and forth to court for money was just a waste of time. So, point that I'm making is, I'm not saying it's an excuse for men not to pay, but I was taking care of stuff already.
Right.
Okay, what you was bringing in the household would have been extra. It would have been nice, but it was extra.
And the thing is, you got to remember, you didn't exasperate your situation by having more children.
Well, no, I wasn't going to do that.
Exactly.
For a whole host of reasons.
Everybody is allowed to make a mistake, but when you keep making it, there's a problem.
But the point that I was making is, we give y'all a lot of passes. We do.
I didn't get any passes.
Black women I'm talking about the us black women, not them black women who can't see you eat Annihilator without wanting half of it. I'm talking about the ones that understand your shit. Because there's a lot of us out there, and we get a bad rap, who understand you month after month after month. Oh, I got a situation. But my car broke down. I need to cut my hours at the job. I'd love to give you some money, but
now I agree with you. But then again, when they start doing that month after month, that's not a man.
But the point that I'm making is, but y'all you and your Tommy Sotomayor,
you guys put up with a lot.
We do.
You put up with a lot.
But then when some of us, get tired of it and go put the man on your ass. These black bitches out here, they always want it. No, brother, tell the whole story.
Well, okay, and we have those kind of brothers. But what about the brothers like myself who handle their business, and just because you don't like the way I'm handling
Who did I say those women belong to? I said them.
Okay, gotcha.
I ain't talking about the us of women who we do understand.
And those us of men.
Listen.
If I miss it this month, I'm going to get you the money next month.
Yeah. I'm the part of the black...
Because my child's got to eat.
I'm on the side of the black women, the us that understand that, there's a lot of times the cards are stacked against you as black men. I get that. But a lot of times y'all stacking the cards against yourself. I get that too. But don't keep coming to me, and then especially when you got new rims on the car, or you are riding around with Shay and them, and then you keep telling me, I ain't got it. You got some fresh Jordans on with no creases on them.
Yeah, I don't know what them news are about.
Yeah, then that's when I have to take you to the man. Then you gonna get on Tommy Sotomayor's YouTube page and keep talking about black bitches ain't shit.
See now, me personally. Me and your sister have been together, 30 years now?
Roughly.
Yeah, we're about 30 years, something like that. We handle our business and stuff, but look, she never saw me in no Jordans. I'm always, doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right. But if I see you win Jordans, as you coming up to the door trying to retrieve your kid, I'm going to give you your child. I'm not going to use the child as ransom. But if you're coming up to my door in some fresh Jordans, talking about, this time I ain't got it. What I want you to do is find the nearest tennis shoe dealer and go pawn those shoes and then come back with my money.
Exactly. And, and those are guys that don't have sense of, like I said, your sister always held me to a standard of, this is what I got to do, and life is good. And we're going to get back together again one day.
But that's the thing too, Donovan. You made a very important part, issue. There's a difference between me being a jerk to you, and a difference between me holding you to accountable and to a standard. You laid down with me and made this child.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I got custody, whatever. I think that's what women need to understand too. If you got custody or primary custody of the child, you're going to shoulder most of the work.
Most of the burden.
Unless you're willing to let the child go with the daddy half the time or most of the time. That's just a fact. You're going to pay for more stuff.
And vice versa. Men, because you don't have the child, you're going to show a lot of the financial responsibility.
Or maybe not as much as the mama, because the mama's paying for the house.
Well, I showed a lot of the financial
but I'm saying on average, it's just the fact. If you have most of the custody of the child, you're going to pay most of the money.
Yeah.
But, it's just the way it is.
I know. But child support should not be based on what a person makes, because that's what I say about with men. With me, no matter how much money and rank I attained, I got a higher pay, but I never got a raise because the child support system kept taking because I made more money.
Well,
and that's not right.
It's not right. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying it's right at all. But at some point in time,
wait. But I paid it happily.
Yeah, because it's your child.
Exactly.
And I'm saying you laid down to make these kids. I shouldn't have to force you to pay your half. I shouldn't have to take you to the man.
And let me tell you guys this, especially you men listening to the show. There's going to come a day where that child support's going to stop and you're going to be so used to paying that money and it's missing out of your thing that when that child support does stop, after 18, if you got that in your thing, I think now it's like 23 because you got to pay for college. Yeah. That's the norm now. Well, whenever it does stop, that money, you're going to be like, whoa, because you're so used to not having that money. It's going to come one day, but you got to be true in what you're doing.
Just pay it, and be done with it.
And get through it. And get through it.
And don't keep making more kids you ain't going to take care of. That's the part I don't understand. You got a lot of men out there, and I know
That's
this
crazy.
women too.
That's
but
crazy.
You complain about the baby mama number one up off in your bank account or getting your check garnished, but yet you go out there and make some more kids. It's like, you can't even take care of the one you got. Why are you out there laying down and making more?
Well, all the kids that your sister's got,
my sister ain't got no kids.
No, I'm talking about the one she's adopted.
Oh, she's adopted quite a few.
Yeah. She's gonna take care of those. That ain't coming out my pocket.
No, it's right here on the show. You said y'all been together 30 years.
30 years.
Right.
I noticed she's been avoiding California.
She's racking up debt on your ass.
Right, there you go.
But no, so should she go to jail? Absolutely, she should go to jail. And any other women out there who are doing this? Yeah, we talking to the women today. Mm-hmm. Any other women out there who think you big and bad, you walking tall and talking tough, and who gonna check me? Mm-hmm. I don't care if we got a court order, is what I said, and if you man enough, you come do what I know. This ain't about, because if y'all could have worked it out, you wouldn't have went to court in the first place. And then 9 times out of 10, a person goes to court, especially over custody, because the other person ain't gonna act right. And you still ain't gonna act right. I got to call the police every time I want my child. I got to call the police on your ass.
I got to say this. My youngest son's mom, what a blessing that I had. Number one, I learned my lesson from the first one. Mm-hmm. When I had this second child, I said, I'm not having any more children because I want to live a certain lifestyle. God, thank you. And even when I talked to her today, that woman was the most fairest woman I could possibly deal with. I mean, just across the board. This is Donovan. She gave me expectations. This is what I expect. This is what we're going to do. We weren't even in the courts.
And I don't want to say you got lucky.
I got lucky. I did.
No, I don't. I want to say you got lucky because it sounds like the women like your son's mom is like a 4-leaf clover.
They're rare now.
They're not rare.
Right.
Listen, they're not rare. It's just. I think
she was the total package. She could take care of finances.
But she's not rare. There's a lot of women out there like that. It's just a lot of time as you men, this is an admonishment to you men. Y'all don't look that far. Y'all look at a big ass booty and stop right there. And then once you put a seed up in her, then she starts showing her true colors. And then you realize I really ain't trying to be with her. But too bad, y'all got this child now. You're going to have to pay. Okay. Now you realize she ain't good with money. She got the weave and the purses and the shoes. And she got dudes laying up in there who ain't contributing, but she digging in your pocket.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Walter, Dad taught Walter and you guys all these things, and he still slipped up. Mm-hmm. Nephews, are they having any problems and examples that they've seen?
They're young, so they do okay. They got some issues. I think like a lot of people have issues. My thing is, we're allowed to make mistakes. Absolutely. As humans, we're gonna make mistakes, but it ain't a mistake if you keep doing the same thing. You keep falling into the same trap. It's not a mistake. It's a choice at this point. Right. It's insanity. We all make mistakes. Just don't keep making them.
To me, the bottom line is, if you're bringing children in this world, you have a responsibility to take care of those children to the best of your ability, not just walk away.
Well, I will say this, about my brother.
Take care of all his kids.
Oh, absolutely. Regardless of what anybody may say, he has taken care of his kids. Now, this is the other part of it, too. You have these salty-ass baby mamas, and y'all, this is a little bit personal to me. Sure. Because I've seen my brother. My brother's not perfect by any stretch. The dude got issues. Mm-hmm. We all do. But, you have these baby mamas who will taint the kids. Your daddy ain't this. Your daddy ain't that.
My oldest son.
Look at him doing that. And this. So, obviously, the mama being a circle of influence, eventually that does taint the kids. And so, I understand somebody like Nas is like, I want full custody because my child is growing up in this poisonous environment. I'm his father. I'm trying to teach him how to be a man. And here you are with your raggedy ass teaching my kids the bullshit, the toxic behavior, and now I'm going to have to undo that because to your earlier point about post-traumatic stress syndrome, now the child has got to be worked with probably mentally and stuff because the mom has just been the child's whole life.
And funny thing you say that because I'm a witness to that because that's what happened to my son. And I'm giving you even a better example, just a personal story real quick. How could I complete a 24-year military career and not pay child support? My first son's mother put in this boy's head that I wasn't shit, I wasn't paying this, and I wasn't paying that. And then when I came for his graduation and stuff, and of course I had my papers, I knew the day was going to come ask and stuff because me and her were so volatile because I had her when I was younger, a go-for baby, that I didn't want to deal with her. I didn't want to deal with her. I did the best that I could being on the road, whatever. But my point is this. When that day came, and because of all the thing that she had put in his mind all those years, not only her parents, and the family members around on her side, he ain't shit, he ain't this or whatever. When I came back and he saw the paperwork, this boy was so brainwashed, he thought the documents that I had presented were fake.
You went through all of that?
I went through all of that.
And did you say you can go to the DA and they'll
I told him, here's the number. Call. That thing says 0. I'm not in the rears. I'm not anything. I said, just use your common sense. I'm a military person.
And tell the people how much you paid her every month.
Was it 12, 11 something?
So we're not talking like $200.
Yeah.
In addition, when you was deployed, she'd take you back. And you be in default because you couldn't get overseas. Yeah. She kept getting default judgments on me. When we first had the child in '92, I was paying $287. Then I get stationed, the base closes, I get stationed up north, whatever deals. I kept getting these default judgments. By the time I got back to it, it's 4 or 5 months later. And you know what the court tells you? Sorry. You didn't show up.
You didn't show up. Even though I had a valid excuse. They didn't care. But my point is, no, I think at the end of it, I was paying like 16 something.
That's what I remember you telling me. Yeah,
it was 16 something at the end of it. But as it progressed, it was unbelievable. And I'm just telling you, this is what a lot of these women do.
Taint the kids into where they.
To this very day, when he found out, and I think he called that number, his mind is blown.
Because his mama's been lying to him.
His mind is blown.
His mama's been lying to him, and it's just unfortunate. Sad. So it's not even about the money, the
relationship with his father.
Yeah, I mean, as a father, and even a mom, because men do stuff too. But I'm talking about the fathers. As a father, your child is being raised by that demon ass woman, and you're trying everything to get the kids away from. But now they're tainted too, and they believe. Like, I'll give y'all a short story. Like my brother, for his daughter's birthday, she wanted a computer. Computer's $1,000. Now he can't give this money to her directly. He has to give it to the DA. They give it to him. He did that. He gave the money to the DA. It was the computer's $1,000.
Yeah,
gives it to the DA, and she keeps the money. And then the daughter comes back and said, "Well, mom said she never agreed to that. She never agreed that but he showed her the text. Well, here it is. Says she did. She never agreed that the money was supposed to be for my computer. So the mom keeps the computer, the money.
Of course.
And he tells us, honey, your mom's got your computer. See,
and the sad thing is when you go through the state, they charge an administrative fee. So your baby mama is not going to get all the money that you're giving her anyway. That's why you're supposed to learn from your mistakes like I did. My second son, we didn't go to court. We between ourselves. And she got every dime.
Yeah, acting like adults. Adults.
Every dime. And she was so thankful. When her girlfriends would be like, girl, he doing this to me. And all the problems they were having. She had no clue what they were talking about.
She's like, I'm not finna kill up my golden
No, she was like, no, Donovan, on time. Didn't miss a beat.
That's another thing, women. Stop listening to your cluckhead ass friends trying to tell y'all about their situation. You need to take him to the man. If y'all ain't got those problems, tell them, you know what? Those are you and Ray Ray's problems. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right. But as men, we need to stop falling for the big booty and the smile.
And stop. You say it again for the ones in the back.
Stop falling for the big booty and the smile. Sometimes that little apple bottom is good enough. Of course, Amanda has that big booty.
Sometimes the iron board booties be the ones that hold you down.
Yes, exactly.
Teach your kids how to be some, upstanding citizens in society.
But the thing is, I want the big booty with Amanda with that big booty and.
Be careful, bro.
Yeah, she's equally balanced, front and back, bumpers front and back.
Be careful. Okay, be careful.
Calling these 15 minutes,
and you will die.
Happy, going out. So go ahead. We got about 30 seconds left.
That's all I got to say. Should KELIS go to jail? Yeah, I think she should go to jail. For a long time, maybe not, but till she learns her lesson.
Are you going to follow up on this story?
I am.
Okay, great.
The June 20th is when she's supposed to go to court.
20th. You guys heard it from Demetra K. Don't forget to tune into Demetra K Sundays Facebook Live, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. She's talking the real. Thousands of people get in there, and she actually interacts with you and talks to you. So there we go.
All right, now. Peace.
See you guys again next week.